Hey guys, it's Jamise and welcome back to my channel for part 3 of 18 ways to know that it's time to quit your job. Today I will be walking you through the last 4 ways to know when it's time to quit your job so that you can take a objective approach to deciding to leave, so it's not so emotional, it's not so dramatic, it's not so chaotic. It can just be, it makes sense. It makes sense to move on because you're ready for change, you're ready for growth, you're ready for something new, and opportunity is awaiting you. So let's dive in. We left off at number 14 where we talked about your fixed thinking, that it was too late. Number 15 is a comparison mentality. So when you're comparing yourself to others, you think that it's possible for other people to make the career change, but it's not possible for you. You think it's easy for other people to make the career change, but it's going to be hard for you. And the interesting thing about the comparison mindset is that when you're in a negative thought loop or experiencing these negative thought processes we're walking through, it's very easy for your mind to just play the ops and just be against you all the time. Like, it's not the case that somebody else got a job, so maybe you can get one. It's they got one, so now it's not, they're lucky. Or somebody else didn't get a job, and you're like, oh yeah, that's your fate. And so it's like somehow you find a way to just bucket yourself with the worst possible outcome or with the outcome that's not in your favor. And generally, that's something that we can work on. If that's the mentality that you're experiencing and you think that it's due to the fact that you don't have the support that you need, and let me explain what I mean by support. When you're going through a job search process, a support system is necessary. Of course, your family is there. They may or may not be able to support you. They might even be the ops. I'm just saying. Your manager may or may not be there to support you. If you're making a move internally, they can probably support you. If you're making a move externally and it's not for grad school where they will be writing a letter of recommendation, then chances are there's not a lot that they can help you with, because when you're starting to apply for other jobs, the other job just wants to know how you're going to help them when you get there. They're a lot less concerned with where you are, and they're not trying to be friends with your manager or nothing like that. Now, let me pause there and say this. Some people get concerned about, well, what do I tell the recruiter when it's time for me to move on? Well, if you resonate with these negative mindsets, there's a reason why you feel this way. So when you go talk to the recruiter, you'll get to tell them about all the things you want to do because you've already processed the negative emotions and feelings you have about the stuff you have been doing. Like, if you are experiencing these mentalities, these negative ones, chances are you're not in your ideal job, you're no longer in your ideal job, or you've never been in your ideal job. And now it's time to either find it for the first time or find the ideal job for you now, right? Because we're changing and we're growing and we're developing every day, every year, every quarter, every month. Our interests are shifting. The world around us is changing. When I first started out in my career in financial services, I was in a rotation program. Well, guess what? Eventually the rotation program ended and I had to land somewhere. But when I landed, I was not rotating anymore. And for me personally, that became a bit boring, a bit mundane. And I wanted to try something new and different and be challenged in a different way. And what sucks is that if you're like me, where you like variety, but you're also in a job that doesn't have it, in order for you to get it, you have to go and get it. But you also have to realize that thing about yourself. You have to realize that you like variety, and you have to realize that you're not getting variety where you're at anymore. And then you have to take the necessary steps to define what you want that to look like, and then start looking for it and, you know, testing it out and stuff. And if you're interested in being taken through a process like that and you want support from someone who's already gone through it and gone through it successfully, check out the links in the description below to go deeper on any of these topics that we're covering, but especially like the job search one. I said all that to say that, I was talking to y'all about what to say to the recruiter, but, you know, we could do a whole separate video on that if necessary. We were initially talking about the comparison mindset, and you will often start to compare yourself when you're experiencing negative thinking. Number 16, catastrophizing or catastrophic thinking. Anytime you are using the phrase what if, unless you're saying like, no, anytime you use what if, a catastrophe statement is about to come after it. What if they don't like you? What if they don't receive your resume? What if they reject your application? What if you don't get an interview? It's just catastrophe. So, you know, if you wanted to start working on building a healthier mindset and way of thinking, eliminating what if from your vocabulary could help. But as always, we want to be thinking about, if we're going to stop something, what will we replace it with? Because it's not enough to just stop it, because it was there filling some type of role for you. It was serving some type of purpose. It was making you think that you were being thoughtful. He's like, what if this? What if that? I'm being thoughtful. Like, I'm helping myself out. And really, you're driving yourself nuts. So whatever asking yourself what if is doing for you, you need to find something else to ask yourself. Yeah. I guess you could ask a positive question like, what if I get this job, then how much do I want to put in my 401k? Or like, what if I get this job, what outfit do I want to wear? But it's just like not even a what if. That's not a what if. It's like a when I get this job. So yeah, maybe turn your what if into a when you. And just in general, it'll be good to raise your awareness around when you're engaging in catastrophic thinking. Maybe you could pay attention to what happened that caused you to start to think that way. Maybe somebody said something to you, or you didn't have enough sleep, or you were hungry. Like, start to pay attention to that. Number 17, double-mindedness. So you're being tossed to and fro wherever the wind blows. Okay, so picking back up on number 17, double-mindedness, being tossed to and fro. I laugh because I think about a time where I was in the middle of my very first job search ever externally, and I met with somebody who, when I shared with them what my plans were, when I met with them to share what my plans were for changing jobs, they referred to the change I wanted to make as a seismic shift. And what I know now is that I assigned a negative connotation to the word seismic shift. It's just, I didn't know how else to take. Like, I just felt it was my responsibility when sitting across from people to demonstrate to them that I was the person for the job, even if they were not the hiring manager. I just thought, you know, I'm sharing with you my interests, I'm sharing with you my experiences, and I'm making an effort to influence. I was trying to influence the conversation and the interview. It wasn't even a formal interview, it was just an informational interview. But I was distraught, is maybe a bit extreme, but I didn't leave that conversation feeling as confidently as I did going into it. I'll just say that, okay? That's why having job search affirmations are very important, so you can go reaffirm yourself after every conversation you have, okay? And I'm a big fan too, after you have conversations with folks, to take notes, to just, you know, empty your mind from all the value they shared and all the information they shared so that you can really sift through it. Like, digestion is what's coming to mind for me. The same way how you will, eat an apple and discard the apple core, or you'll, eat a sandwich and then it eventually will pass through you after the nutrients and stuff has been used up. A common thing we used to say was take what works and discard the rest. It's another way we used to say it. I won't even get into that. Just know that not all the information you get in conversations with people will be helpful, useful, or productive, okay? And if that's causing you to feel a bit double-minded, maybe you should pause meeting with that person. Maybe you should thank them for meeting with you and not meet with them again. And we want you to be very mindful of double-mindedness, because being tossed to and fro is not a productive strategy or approach or like way to start the job search process, okay? So the best way to not get tossed to and fro is to get clear on what your job search plan and approach is, what your strategy is, and to define what your ideal job is, so that no matter what anyone says, like, you're not here to ask them if they think you're a good fit. You're here to see, to further confirm that the fit that you know is the right fit is the right fit. Or you're there to, well, you know why you're there for the conversation, and it's not for validation. So I'll just say that. Number 18, and this is the last one. You talk about what you would have done if you had the time, if you had the money, if you had the fill in the blank. I just want you to know now is the time. The time where you decide you're ready, that's the time. The time where God puts it on your heart that it's time to move on, that's the time. You talk about what you would have done if you had the time. The time is here. The time is now. You talk about what you would do if you had the funds. LinkedIn profiles are free. This YouTube video is free. Now's the time. Check out the links in my bio if you would like to go deeper on any of these topics. And if these mindsets resonated with you, that means that it's likely time for you to quit your job. But you don't have to just quit it with nothing lined up. You don't have to pursue the job search process alone. You can receive support. And if you would like to receive support and go deeper in any of these topics, definitely check out the links in the description. I'll catch you guys on the next video. Bye-bye.